Hello, and thank you for joining us for this Energy Manager Today and ConEdison Solutions webinar. I'm your host, Colleen Martin. Today, our speakers will share a fresh perspective on the latest trends and applications in demand response and energy audits to help decision makers understand how they can most effectively achieve energy optimization. We will hold a question and answer session after the presentation. Before we begin, I'd like to call your attention to the question and answer area on your console. Please key in your questions for our speakers in this area. Simply enter your question and then hit the submit button. We'll gather up all your questions and direct them to the presenters at the end of the session, so please submit your questions as they come to you throughout the course of the presentation. And of course, if you have any technical difficulties at all, please use this same area to submit your questions and we'll take care of you right away. With that, I'd like to go ahead and introduce our speakers for today's webinar. Our first speaker is Andy Weissman, who is the Senior Energy Advisor for Haynes and Boone. During his 30-year career, Andy has provided strategic advice and counseling to more than 50 independent oil and natural gas producers, power producers, major electric and gas utilities, hedge funds, energy traders, retail and wholesale energy marketers, equipment vendors, and large energy users, all typically at the CEO level. You'll also hear from Guy Frankenfield. Guy is the manager of DN Tanks Thermal Energy Storage and Biofuels team. Guy's career has included working for Fortune 500 companies, including Trane, IBM, and Honeywell. His 33 years of business experience includes mechanical engineering design and energy efficiency project development. Our third and final speaker is Tony Svera. Tony is the National Director of Sales for Energy Services at ConEdison Solutions, with a specific focus on the federal government market. Tony has more than 20 years of experience in this energy industry and has worked on energy savings projects involving various technologies. You can read detailed bios on our speakers by clicking on the bio screen icon on your screen. Now, with that, I'd like to go ahead and turn the program over to Andy Weissman with Haynes and Boone. Andy, whenever you are ready, you can take it away.
Thanks very much. I really appreciate the opportunity to speak with all of you today. If we can go to the next slide, please. It says just a little bit of background regarding myself. I won't read through that. We do, in addition to my work at Haynes and Boone, we have a market advisory service through EBW Analytics that I'm very proud of, and if you'd like more information about that, you can click on the link there. Probably more importantly, I have my email address and phone number at the bottom of the slide, and whenever I put on a presentation like this, if you have questions afterwards, I would be, especially anytime in the next couple of days or so, please don't hesitate to email me, and I'll try to be as responsive as I can be. If we can go to the next slide, please. I'm basically, in my presentation today, I'm going to focus on demand response programs, by which I mean programs where there is a deliberate reduction in load that's made in response to instructions from requests from the utility or the grid operator, and it's a broad category that includes capacity programs and energy programs, and is designed to deal with peak demand or periods of very high prices. And can provide some, we'll describe at least briefly some of the major types of programs that exist, but the bottom line is that from a customer standpoint, it's potentially a way to achieve significant savings in your bills, and that is true even now when we're in a period when electricity prices are more moderate than they've been in the past, and because of changes that are likely to occur in the electricity markets over the period of the next 2, 3, 4 years, demand response programs are likely to be increasingly important and potentially increasingly valuable from a customer standpoint. I put at the bottom right a graph that's just showing you what prices have been in PJM over the last couple of years, and as you can see, most of the time because of low natural gas prices, they've really been considerably more moderate than they'd been in recent years. And if you look at the blue lines in particular, even the frequency of price spikes has gone down. And I'm going to talk about the market conditions and how they're going to change. And the bottom line is going to be, on the one hand, if we look broadly at what happens at the market broadly, that we think while there may be some further price rebound, that commodity prices for both natural gas and electricity are likely to overall remain more moderate, but that because of changes that are occurring in some specific geographic markets, and particularly at some nodes in areas that are subject to locational marginal pricing, we could see a significant increase in the incidence of scarcity pricing or price spikes, and that can enhance the value of demand response measures. And we also, I think we're going to see the grid operators increasingly turn to demand response as a source for capacity to meet resource adequacy requirements. If we can go to the next slide.